It's probably just xenophobic actions by South African citizens.
So during the struggle for South Africa's independence, a lot of African countries, including Zimbabwe, hosted South Africans who were there, not of their own making.
Yeah, that forced you to be refugees here. If you are too strong, you should have fought your government there to sort out your country so you don't leave your country. You leave your stupid government there, and then you come have gold here. If you are too strong, you should have fought your government there. Why are you here? You can't fight your government and come to fight us here. Oh. Okay. Why you left your country? Why you left your country? Yeah? We no longer are happy to host you in our country then. We no longer. You didn't fight your government there when they mess up your country. You come and mess South Africa with Okay, thank you. All the citizens will come to the South African hospitals. South African tax to serve South African citizens. End of the story. End of the story. Just stop paying it. Stop paying it. Stop paying it.
Operation Dudula's March on March is revealing a lot of things. And some of those things that they are revealing is how arrogant Lesotho and Zimbabwean government officials and how they view South Africa and how easy for them to disrespect the people of this country. Dumela Kazi, welcome back to the cafe. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Please do make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment down below with your own thoughts regarding this topic, and let's quickly get into this video. So a quick one. March on March was introduced by Operation Dudula. We all know that Operation Dudula is fighting tooth and nail because of the influx of the illegal immigrants in the country, especially those that are coming from Zimbabwe and Lesotho. We all know that Lesotho is a landlocked country, which is very easy for the Lesotho nationals to cross and come into South Africa, as well as Zimbabwe is a neighboring country, and they are also able to cross and come into South Africa illegally. So here's something that they're focusing on at this point of time. March on March by Dudula is focusing on clearing up our own health system in South Africa, clearing out our own community health facilities in South Africa, clearing the illegal immigrants that are seeking health assistance within our country. Let me tell you that when you go to a public hospital or a public clinic in South Africa, you are going to queue up for the whole flipping day. And in that queue, few South Africans are queuing up. And most of the people that are queuing up over there that are closing those spots that you would have been helped within less hours that you stand on that queue, they are mostly illegal immigrants. And obviously others are legally in South Africa, but still they are immigrants in South Africa. So that's what they've been doing for weeks and weeks and weeks. And obviously when they are doing that, they are getting more traction, and that traction comes with more media coverage. And that media coverage goes beyond the country, because we all know that our country, South Africa, which is, I would say, superpower in the African continent, everything that is happening in South Africa will be known in most parts of the continent, because obviously we are that one person, that we are that country that is getting abused by the whole continent, and they are able to walk all over us as a country with no shame. And that is what we are talking about on this topic, and that is what we are addressing with regards to any other patriotic person in the country, as well as the Operation Dudula, who came up with the March on March, which they are doing really well at the moment. So if you are asking yourself, I just want to put it out there, I've got my medical aid, And I always go, in most cases, I do go seek assistance in public hospital. I do go seek help in public clinics because I can. It is the health system that was built for this country's people first, right? I am not talking about any other person which is illegal immigrant or legally here. I'm talking about us as South African. This was what was promised to us when the government was taken over from the apartheid government to the new government, which during the apartheid period, we still had also our community health system, and they worked perfectly fine. And at that time, we did not have this influx of immigrants in the country. So the Lesotho government is sent a delegation to speak about this March on March. And obviously they are accusing South Africa of being xenophobic, or the March on March people are xenophobic. And I would not say on their side they shouldn't say that, because obviously our own government, our own president said that all those people are doing that, which is March on March, they are xenophobic. So it's easy for him to say that because obviously he doesn't seek help in these community centers, in these community health facilities. He doesn't go there. He goes to his private doctors and private clinics, private hospital, or even abroad. So he's away from reality. He has money in the couch and stuff like that. He is very away to the reality of the real people that are living these experiences, the real people that have to wake up at 3 a.m. to go and queue up in these clinics, because he allowed the influx of the illegal immigrants in the country, and he allows them to use these health systems that were meant to be used by the vulnerable South Africans, the South Africans that are unable to get medical aid to go to these private health sectors, right? Lesotho is saying that we are xenophobic. Zimbabwe is saying the same thing, and they add on top of it, they are saying that they housed South Africans during struggles, South Africans during our time of apartheid. You remember that one? They say they housed us. And I would like to say, you did not house the real fighters that fought for this country, the people that were here on the ground that fought, the people that lost their families, the people that they don't even know where are their family members that went missing during apartheid. Those are the people that were actually fighting for the previous government regime. Those are the people that were fighting. If you're going to say that you were housing these people, go to these places, go to those people. If you were housing Ramaphosa, go to Ramaphosa's house, go seek assistance there, go seek health assistance there, and go occupy the space because you wanted to go. But the South Africans that were here in this country, on my side, none of my family members that lived through that experience, none of my family members eloped and went to whatever place, went to Lesotho or went to Zimbabwe or whatever country in the African continent. They were here. Some of them, they got injured. My great-grandfather got injured. The brother of my grandfather got injured during those riots, during all those struggles and all of those things. They did not go and seek refuge in Zimbabwe. They did not go and seek refuge in Lesotho or in Swaziland or in Botswana or wherever. They did not ask one refuge. They did not go out of the country. They were stuck here, and that's where they were fighting here. If you think that Mandela is your own brother and Mandela was running and seek refuge in Zimbabwe, go to Mandela. Go to Jacob Zuma. He has children with a whatever Mozambican or whatever, I don't know. Go to Nkandla and occupy Nkandla's space, not occupying everywhere. Before I get into another segment, I just want you to listen to these two video clips that I'm going to share here. It is a Zimbabwean group, rights groups that I didn't even know that they were existing. And then I'm going to play the Lesotho delegate as well, who is very disrespectful, who is very arrogant.
During the struggle for South Africa's independence, a lot of African countries, including Zimbabwe, hosted South Africans who were there, not of their own making, and so it was that humanity, that dignity that we Africans have, I think should continue to pervade and lead such discussions and such actions, because at the end of the day, we really are one people. Might be issues here, issues there, but it does not detract from our human and universal African dignity, and we must of course find these solutions of these conflicts. But also on the South African side.
So since I started with the Zimbabwean one, I'm going to quickly summarize. I'm going to quickly say what I want to say about this one. First of all, this Zimbabwe human rights organization, I did not even know that they were existing. And while I did not know that they were existing, I am wondering, what exactly do they do for people in Zimbabwe? What are they doing for those people? What rights do Zimbabwean people have? What are those rights? Because what I know in Zimbabwe, you cannot say anything and everything about their own president. Where are the rights then? Where are those right groups? And also, the health system in Zimbabwe collapsed, and that is their right to have a functioning health system, but they don't have that functioning health system. What are these rights groups doing exactly? What are they doing? What are they there for? And also, on top of that, they are struggling. Water, inflation, there's a lot of things. Housing as well. In order for them to own houses, some of them that are here a lot of them that are here in South Africa, they have to work here in South Africa, sell whatever they're selling. Some of them, they're engaged in criminal activities and then take the money home to build those houses. So what are those rights? What are they fighting for? What rights are they fighting for? Why are they Zimbabwean human rights organization? Why don't they have a health system that is functioning in the country? Why are they not fighting for that? Because it's human rights. It is human right to have a functioning health system. It is a human right to have water. What are they fighting for? Now they're fighting to be in South Africa, to get assistance in South Africa. Their own people are in South Africa illegally. Tomorrow I am leaving. I'm going to a foreign country tomorrow. And my own medical aid doesn't cover me. It doesn't cover me when I'm outside of the country. And I had to take a health insurance in order for me to be covered if anything happens while I'm at this foreign country. If anything happens, I have to be covered. So also, when you go to any other country in the African continent, you have to have a health insurance, because without that, you're not getting assisted. Why is it so easy for them to demand those things in the country? Because we've got a lot of problems. We've got a 30% that we have to focus, 30% tariff from the USA, which is one of our biggest trade partner, or used to be the biggest trade partner. Those are the things that we need to look into. If a lot of people are losing jobs, imagine what will happen with the economy in South Africa because of that 30% tariff. Where will the money for this health system comes from to house the whole continent in this one piece of a country? Where will that money come from? We have beds in these hospitals. Sometimes they are full. And when you're looking at it, they are full of foreigners. They are full of illegal immigrants. Where is the health insurance that you're supposed to have when you enter this country? And then you listen to this stupid Cyril Ramaphosa, who is one of the corrupt people in the country. Go seek assistance there. We don't want to hear it. I hope March on March is not gonna let this one go. Listen to this Lesotho one.
Our appeal is that if you give a Lesotho citizen a visa to be in South Africa for a period of time, this Lesotho citizen would be in South Africa lawfully. That means that the citizen should access the health services because they're already in South Africa. Otherwise, what are we doing? Are we relegating them to death or what? So I think it's very important that if there are changes to, or rather, if there are conditions that we have to adhere to as the citizens who get the permits to be in South Africa, those conditions have to be clarified.
Morosi says while she believes that this might not be an official policy of government, the messages implied is rather unsettling.
It's probably just xenophobic actions by South African citizens. What prompted that, I may not know. But I think the government of South Africa has to stop that immediately.
The arrogance. She is so arrogant. She is so at peace with arrogance. A lot of people wanted Lesotho to be merged to South Africa, and a lot of them said no, they don't want to. But they still come into the country illegally. What do they want exactly? Because if Lesotho was merged with South Africa, this whole thing would have been avoided. But the problem is the government over there don't want to merge with South Africa because they're not going to be able to eat the money the way they are eating because they are very corrupt. I am from a very close country to Lesotho, close town to Lesotho. My hometown is a neighbor to Lesotho. So I know what I'm talking about. If you were going to come and say Lesotho, no, Lesotho is like this, I've been in Lesotho so many times. And my grandmother is from there, actually. My grandmother was born in Lesotho. And was married to my grandfather, who was South African that time. So there is no way. There's absolutely no way. So that Cyril Ramaphosa of yours, that you think that he's your God, you must go to his house and sit there and get health assistance, not at our own township clinics. And people who talks too much about this whole thing are the people that are living in the suburban areas like I do. They live in the suburban areas. Everything in the suburban areas is totally different from what you see in the townships because this whole lot of messy queues and whatever, they are mostly in the townships because these illegal immigrants, they are full there. If you are a legal immigrant in South Africa, you should have your own health insurance in South Africa. You should be going to Mediclinic. Mediclinic is waiting for you there. Netcare is waiting for you there. You're not supposed to be in anywhere near public clinics. And also on top of that, your people in Zimbabwe, they come and take pills here and then they open their own pharmacies in Zimbabwe, their own illegal pharmacies in Zimbabwe, selling these pills that they got here for free. I had another influencer from Zimbabwe, but he's here in South Africa, saying that the pills are given for free. We are getting the pills from the organizations for free. South Africa is paying over 90% of their own medication, ARVs. At that time that the US aid was still alive in South Africa, yes, we were getting something out of it. And in most cases, it was for research. But in most cases, South Africa is pulling the strings without any other organizations. So do the same. Your government in Zimbabwe is smuggling gold. Your government is smuggling gold instead of using that to better the situation in Zimbabwe, to better the healthcare system in Zimbabwe. We're not going to allow that in South Africa. We are tired. We are a youth. We are tired. We are not saying that people are not supposed to come in the country, but do it legally. Have your own insurance, your own health insurance. Come into the country legally. Have a skill that is not available in South Africa or that is scarce in South Africa. We don't want to have a country that is so dysfunctional to the point that everyone and everybody in this continent is doing whatever they want because their leaders are giving them the whole leverage that they can do whatever. They can speak to South Africans however they want, like they do this organization Zimbabwean human rights organization that doesn't really exist. It doesn't exist because it doesn't fight for anybody's rights. They've got big mouths towards the South African people, but they cannot do the same to Mnangagwa. The Lesotho delegate is so arrogant because she can speak English properly and hong, but then they don't know how to do that in their own country. The people are dying there. The people cannot even see doctors because they are living in mountainous areas that don't have roads. They are dying there. So the easiest thing is to cross these small rivers to come into the country to get what they want and get the fuck out. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, let me know what you think on my comment sections. I'll see you on my next upload. My uploads, let me just quickly clear this one. My uploads might come as like voiceovers, and sometimes my uploads might come as some sort of a different quality because I'm going on holiday, and I'll be on holiday for quite some time, and but I do want to make videos while I'm on holiday because I was away for over 6 weeks, and I don't want that to repeat itself, that I'm not posting any content. I'll see you on my next upload. Have a fantastic one. Peace.